Okay, my sleepy friends, it's close to bedtime, and I'm going to tell you a story tonight that I have put off telling because I really want to do it justice. There's a lot of magic in it and a lot of warmth, and I wanted to give it a lot of thought, make sure that I could do my best to convey those feelings for you right here before bedtime. I'm going to go without background music tonight. Maybe some white noise from the refrigerator comes and goes, and trusty brother Samuel here by my side, of course. We had a long walk along the river's edge this evening at sunset, so he's catching a nap. You may hear him snoring along. So those will be your sound effects. So spared no expense tonight with the sound effects. I'm going to tell you about $2 bills tonight. $2 bills are a real thing. Some people don't believe it when they see it. It does look a little phony, to be honest, $2 bill. But I think most people have seen one at some point. I love $2 bills. They're ridiculous. They're impractical. Although carrying denominations of $2 bills can make change easier. But for the most part, ones do the trick that twos do, and there's no need for ones and twos. Twos are cooler. And when I used to work in retail, they'd come through the drawer once in a while, and I'd buy them and spend them, have fun spending them, and sometimes I'd just give them to people. They delighted me. And so I love $2 bills. I haven't seen many in a long time, though. And at the popcorn stand, of course, sometimes folks still pay cash. And I was popping popcorn one day, and I was having a difficult day. It was just me, and was very weary in the soul, and not much light in my heart that day. I'm doing my best to just get through it. And a lady came up with her daughter. And I'm not good at guessing age, but she was a young lady, maybe like 8, 9, 10 years old. I don't know. Not really a teen, but not a child either. Young lady. Delightful, both of them. Polite. The young lady wanted popcorn, and she was buying the popcorn with her own money. She had her purse with her. And that delighted me, of course. And when she opened up her wallet to get her money out, I noticed that she had some $2 bills. Of course, that tickled me, and I asked her about them, and I told her how much I love $2 bills. And she said, "Oh, me too." And she has an aunt, I believe, who works in retail and comes across them now and then and brings them to the young lady. And the young lady was as delighted by that as I am about the $2 bills, and she really enjoys them. She said she saves them for something special too. She doesn't spend them very often. And so we just had this nice conversation, kind of a moment of shared love of the $2 bill, way that you see someone. And it brightened my day a great deal. The young lady's conversation. She was very well spoken. And she bought her popcorn, and they went on their way. I went back to whatever I might have been doing, and a few minutes later, she came bounding back up to the stand, just the young lady, and she hit the tip jar and smiled real big, didn't say a word, and then scurried back off. And so I looked in the tip jar, and she had left me both of her $2 bills. She only had two $2 bills that day when we were talking about them. She said she had two. And she tipped me $4 on a bag of popcorn purchase and her favorite bills in her wallet. And I'm certain she did that just because she knew I loved them as much as she does. And I love to share them with people that delight me. So that really possibly saved my life that day. I was in a very, very not so good place, and that really warmed me. And I think about it, I still have them in my wallet. Actually, not the original two. I still have many $2 bills in my wallet because, of course, that story has so much magic in it that it can only multiply $2 bills. And I tell that story now and then. I tell it at the popcorn stand. I tell it to people in passing. I tell the $2 bill story because I enjoy it so much. One day, fella came up to the popcorn stand and he paid in $2 bills. And of course, I was excited and delighted and told him the story, the young lady with the $2 bills. And he tipped me, I believe it was $12 in $2 bills. It was like his stash of $2 bills. He just grabbed them and tossed them all in the tip jar. He enjoyed that story so much. So I save them, keep them in my wallet, and I give them to people when they delight me, or once in a while when I tell that story. And they multiply. The very first two that the young lady gave me, I have one on my mantle, and that was an offering for my magic fairy folk, who I asked most reverently to do a very important magical favor for me. And that worked. So that one now belongs to the fair folk. I gave the other one to my lady, Lady Leanna Marie, when I told her the story. Wanted her to have one. And so the rest of them in my wallet currently are those that the fella gave me. And I found myself in a candy store. A fellow that I get my popcorn from, he and his missus have a candy store, and they're delightful folks, and it's a delightful place, and it's magical. When I first walked in, the place has a very calm energy, and I felt very much like a child in a candy store. It was a candy store that made me feel like a kid in a candy store. And I told the lady that. And she was delighted because that's exactly what she was going for. She had a special memory of a candy store from her childhood, and she was trying to recreate that feeling. And we got to talking about customers, repeat customers, and that sort of thing. And I told them the story of the $2 bill. And lo and behold, to my surprise, they took me to the cash register and showed me that not only do they have $2 bills, but their cash register has a slot for $2 bills. Ones, twos, fives, tens, and 20s. And that was extraordinary. That just made my day as well. So I left one with him as well. I'm certain that he passed that on in some magical fashion. Now and then someone will just pay. They have a $2 bill. They're just using it as currency. They didn't know the magic of it, of course, until they met me and heard the story. So I don't know how many $2 bills are in my wallet right now, but I believe that there will be an infinite supply, and I will pass them out to spread magic as I go. So, my friends, that is the story of the $2 bills that I've been saving for a long time, and I hope I did it justice, and I hope it delighted you as much as it delights me, and I hope you'll tell it to your friends and give away some $2 bills in my honor. As always, I hope that wherever you are, you feel safe and loved, and if tonight you don't feel completely safe and or completely loved, please know the pendulum always comes back, and very soon you will find yourself feeling safe and loved. Tonight, I hope you have sweet dreams. Good night.